Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your monthly reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always check what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of May, as usual, I have a special sales offer available, and for this month, it's inspired in the abundant Taurus season we are on, and it's called Building Blocks, and it's a reading that looks upon the type of building process that is occurring in your life at a whole, at a general sense, or if you would like to, it can also be applied to a specific concern, investment project, work situation, or relationship where you're wondering about that building process that I was speaking about. So if you would like to know more details about that special offer or any other of my services, just email me. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So Sagittarius, it feels like some of you might be struggling a little bit throughout May in terms of your profession, work, trying to figure, how to bring about better results in whichever your concrete energy is applied to. There's something here about how you are concretely, tangibly applying your energy, how you are of service, how something you're doing is of service, that it's very relevant. For some of you that have been considering here exploring some sort of idea or collaboration where you might be receiving some rewards from, may present itself as this kind of on and off moment where at times you're very confident about this type of this type of procedure, this type of project, this type of idea, and others where you might be more unsure. It feels like overall there's this energy of giving one step forward and then one step back, and dealing with this type of constant push and pull effect within certain situations in your life where you're finding it hard to just come to terms with a more definitive approach, assertive approach, where you just basically fully trust in what you're doing or fully trust in the results that you're being presented with. I feel like some of you have some trust issues when it comes to information that you're being given, so you might not be really trusting what your superiors are telling you in case of you working for someone else. You might not really be very much on board with how things are work-wise. You might have some concerns with the type of directions or changes coming up in your professional setting, because I feel like for some of you there are some changes occurring, and so you might feel a little bit misplaced in the type of work you're doing or where you are working. It feels like a very important, this seems to be an area that is very important for some of you Sagittarius during the next weeks, is how you place yourself, how you present yourself as a professional, how you communicate your ideas, how you use your skills, how you use, again, your mind to manifest, good results, to manifest something that you actually feel good about. Because some of you don't feel very good about what you're doing. Even for those that are doing something that you like, that you enjoy, there's this unconscious understanding that something needs to change. Some of you might want to rebrand your work. Some of you might want to, put out there a different image of sorts. Some of you might want just to completely renovate, your office or your business, or for some of you, even your looks. There's something here about transforming into something else, where you see an upgrade, where you see something more that stimulates you much more. Some of you with this magician in the unconscious, the drive of everything occurring throughout May, The unconscious drive here is to find stimulation. And where that is absent is going to be extremely difficult and even painful with the Three of Swords here to sustain it, to endure it. So you might be considering, your options when it comes to your future. Materially speaking, you might be considering how you can do something that does not put at jeopardy again your material needs and your material security. And there's this type of balancing energy that you're also kind of resorting to, like you wanting to balance this innovation, this future direction, but ensuring that at the present moment you don't feel taken out of your security, taken out of something that you can still call like your own. For some of you, there's an issue here about the things that you own, the things that you call as being yours, the things that you have some sort of power or influence over, and being, fearful of losing that by investing fully into the future. So some of you, is like you're threading carefully here when it comes to choices, but still actively participating in change, still actively pursuing something a little bit different, where there's a little bit more of magic, there's a little bit more of something here like of a higher something here of a higher level of whichever in your life you feel like has been stagnant, has been too low key, has been too dormant, passive, uninteresting, dull. For some of you, you might be seeking for options amongst your peers, amongst your colleagues. You might be discussing a lot of things with people that kind of engage in the same activities as you. You might be also trying to join forces here with your friends. For some of you Sagittarius, there's also something here about your tribe. So whichever this means for you, the majority will be about your group of friends. For others, this will be about this quest in finding that tribe, in finding those people that are like-minded, that just get what you're trying to put out there, that just get what you're trying to do. Joining here ideas with abilities to make them happen is extremely important. So you're not going to be happy with just having things, happening that don't have that mental vision in them. Neither you're going to be satisfied with just being in the mental approach and not seeing actual results. So again, we go back to the point of balance of you wanting to join two elements. Some of you want to join the element of earth with air, which they might be initially difficult to get into the same page because they are considered to be kind of incompatible elements. But as with anything in life, with proper effort and compromise, you will be able to find that balance where you put air, which deals with the mental realm, which deals with communication, ideas, stimulation, studies, projects, all of that, vision. You will be able to join the aspect of you with an aspect that it's much more about materializing, that it's about finances, work, concrete results, stability, abundance, just having those two things in the same page is very important for some of you Sagittarius. For others of you, you might be having some trust issues as well coming up during this time. And these trust issues that I already spoke about in a few minutes ago, these trust issues might also present themselves as being a little bit hard when it comes to putting your guard down again and just listening to the guidance that you're being given, listen to what other people have to say, listen to advice. You might be in need of that guidance, but kind of push it back because you have this trust issue, or you have a difficulty fully giving into what anyone is telling you during this time. It just might not be something that you are easily prone to accept without a lot of questions. And some of you have immense questions about what's occurring in your life, And also you have questions about the motivations of those that are speaking to you. So you're questioning what's the real motivation behind this person's, idea, move, action towards me. You're very suspicious about agendas and, again, hidden motivations that might present themselves as being real or not, because there's some of you Sagittarius that are seeing they are seeing issues where there might not be. For others of you, a fewer group, there's indeed a need to be cautious, but yet open, to the very least, to just observe before you calculate and, make real strong decisions about where you're going, which type of position you're going to take upon a certain matter. Observe. And we can't really observe something and take in the right information, the truthful information, if we're already observing with suspicion. So there needs to be something here for some of you, to be a little bit less biased, to be more detached upon your, the preconceived expectations that you might already have about something. You have the Two of Swords in your soul position. So again, throughout the major experiences of the month, you will be processing them with a lot of doubt. For some of you, with a little bit of denial. For some of you, with a little bit of difficulty, again, engaging, getting along, putting yourself in the same pace of others, or whatever you're dealing with outside of yourself that asks you to engage, that asks you to relate. Some of you have this issue with, with the group mentality. You are more attached to the individual pursuit, perhaps. And the fact that you might be asked to be in a team or to be more in the team mindset can also be causing you some issues. You might at times give into it and then again take a step back. For some of you Sagittarius in particular that have been previously betrayed or wronged by people in your life, by friends you've trusted, colleagues you trusted, this can be again something coming up where you might be relieving those old unwanted experiences and projecting them into the current occurrences. So that's why it's so important to keep yourself a little bit more detached from what you think is happening and allow it to just reveal itself, because it will, if it's like that or not. And some of you might just need to take a step back and observe and allow yourself to flow in this time of just waiting to see what something is going to be. For some of you, you're waiting to see or hear from, again, work. Is like, do I still have a job or not? Do I still have this position or not? Do I still have this money guaranteed or not? Do I still have this or that? So again, there's a lot of for some of you, there's also a lot of this type of waiting game happening during May that might just be a little bit nerve-wracking, and you might be suffering. For some of you here with the Three of Swords in the heart of the reading, you might be suffering from anticipation. So again, you might be anticipating a lot of the worst, and having that you have the Three of Pentacles as you move into June, that's why I feel it's important to just not give in to your worst fears, because as you move into June, actually things might not be as severe or as bad as you might initially, again, think they will be, particularly for Sagittarius, that this will be felt in the work sphere. Things might not be, again, as serious as some of you are fearing. For some of you, I also feel like you have issues here throughout the month in acknowledging what's happening in that heart space. And this has been like a constant message for a lot of signs in May, so particularly the mutable signs. So, if you are a Sagittarius that has a lot of other mutable placements, such as Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces placements, this can be even more strongly felt. But in general, the mutables seem to be dealing with this energy of needing to kind of release some unhealed emotional residual, again, presence inside of you, because there's something here about something inside that might be haunting you as well throughout this time. That is not a new issue, it's an old issue, but it's coming up to the surface, and you might be a little bit, you might be in some of you Sagittarius are in a constant effort here to push back, a memory or something that brings hurt feelings, something that brings here a little bit of the experience of the Three of Swords, that usually deals with heartbreak at any level. So if heartbreak is felt and you're wondering why am I feeling like this, again, it might be some repressed emotions or unhealed situations that are resurfacing, because it's time to be free from them, or it's time to look at them in a different way. And you can rewrite your story. That's another thing here with the Magician in your unconscious presence in May, is that there's a strong also indication that some of you can rewrite your story, whichever you feel like, in which you feel like you have failed the most, like you're not finding results, like whichever you feel has been this huge loss, whatever it is that brings the Three of Swords as well energy to your eyes, like to the front. You're not defined by your past mistakes, disappointments, where you have come from. You can rewrite your story. There's a strong emphasis as well as you move then into June, that you will be able to do this almost like effortlessly when you tune into this magician energy, which is about this endless well of potential to manifest anything you want, because you have all the tools you need at your disposal inside of you. So I hope you have a great month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.